Welcome everybody to my newest Let's Play, Shadowgate by Kemco. It's a port of the 1987 Macintosh game released by ICOM Simulations. It is the third McVenture game, the first one being Deja Vu, and the second being Uninvited. Even though it was the third one put out by ICOM Systems for the Macintosh, it was the first one that Kemco ported over to the Nintendo Entertainment System. And it's the one that I'll be playing first because it's the one that I'm most familiar with. So let's press start. We'll pick a file here, we'll make it a new one. And let's jump right in. The last thing that you remember is standing before the wizard Lakmir as he waved his hands. Now you find yourself staring at an entryway which lies at the edge of a forest. The druid's words ring in your ears. Within the castle Shadowgate lies your quest. The Dreadic Warlock Lord will use his black magic to raise the behemoth from the dark depths. The combination of his evil arts and the great titan's power will surely destroy us all. You are the last of the line of kings, the seed of prophecy that was foretold eons ago. Only you can stop the evil one from darkening the world forever. Fare thee well. Gritting your teeth, you swear by your god's name that you will destroy the Warlock Lord. So you can see this looks very similar to the series I just finished, the Sword of Hope series. That was also released by Kemco. So there's going to be a lot of similarities between this game and the Sword of Hope that I just finished. There are some differences though. Point-and-click adventure, that's the biggest similarity. But unlike Sword of Hope, there won't be like RPG type mechanics in this game. There'll be combat, but it'll be based on using items to overcome obstacles and solve puzzles. We got this look command. We get to look at all these different things. I like some of the flavor text that everything gives. The developers really thought of everything because they made you able to even like do stuff like look at yourself. You are truly a brave knight. You can even hit yourself. Ow! And if you want, there's plenty of ways to also commit suicide, such as lighting yourself on fire with that torch. There's a lot of ways to die in this game. Some of them are pretty humorous. It's surprising that the Nintendo allowed some of the descriptions to go through because they were pretty deep into censorship at the time. But I will be showing off all those deaths. So now to help you not succumb to so many of the hazards in the castle, this game actually has a little hint function. You press the select button, you get a little hint. The secret thoughts of the skull can be yours. So that's basically telling us, look at this skull, we can open the skull, and we find our first key. As if by magic, the skull rises. We can look at the key, small iron key, and then we'll take the key, and it'll appear on our inventory list over there. You notice on the upper part of the inventory list, I'm pointing at it right now, is a torch. The torch lasts for 60 actions. After that, it will go out. If a torch goes out while you're playing the game, you're basically going to stumble in the dark and die automatically. So you have to find other torches throughout the game and then keep them lit. Let's head on into the castle. That pitiful wizard Lakmir sent a fool. It was a fool to send a buffoon like you to stop me. You will surely regret it here, for the only thing here is a horrible death. The sound of maniacal laughter echoes in your ears. Let's try to open these doors. There's one here. Can't open it. This one's also locked. Let's try our key. I'm going to save some time and not use the key on the door on the side, because we gotta need another key to open that door. But the key one opens this door right here. Now let's look around and everything. A torch, oil soaked rag, a nice carpet here, beautiful rug. And what's our hint? Don't quit now. That's a good hint, but doesn't really help us at all. What will help us is taking these torches for when our torch goes low. Now we can use our torch. To light a torch, just select the use button, hit a torch again. But you don't really want to be burning 2 torches at a time. It just wastes your torch. The music will change when you have 6 actions left on your torch. So when you hear the music change, that's when you just use another torch. And speaking of using torches, the Warlock Lord said that Lakmir was a fool. Well, let's prove the Warlock Lord right by using the torch on ourselves. You now have terrific 2nd degree burns on your hands. And let's use it on ourselves again, because why settle for 2nd degree burns when we can have 3rd degree burns? And if you foolishly decide to use the torch on yourself a 3rd time in a row, you get a game over. You set your hair on fire, the rest of your body soon follows. And you get to meet the Grim Reaper. And all that basically does is, even though there's so many deaths in this game, the penalty for death is they just push you back 1 room. So I'm not going to continue that. I'm going to just reload that save that I had. So that way it doesn't undo all those actions that I just did in this room. Alright. The stone walls seem uncomfortably close as you walk down the stairs. Alright, now, just to go back to that last room and that last save, one thing you don't want to do in this room is you don't want to take this book, because if you take this book, you get a 2nd death. When you remove the book from its pedestal, the floor collapses and you fall to your death. There's the Grim Reaper waiting to catch us. So this time I will just continue. And you see it just pushes back in 1 room, so not a big penalty for death. Because of that, I'll be showing off all the different deaths in this game, because there's some really good flavor text to them, so it gives some charm to the game. What's our clue? Look closely at the hallway. If you look over here, this stone is a different color. Let's look at it. This stone seems set loosely on a mortar. Let's hit it, and that'll open a new passageway up for us. So now you can see in the move section below, there's a new place where we can move right here. But we're not going to move there yet. We've got some other things to do. We got to head down that hallway first. This is a regular torch. This torch has little bands on it. If you look at it, it's a different torch. Something kind of ordinary about this torch, but you can't seem to put a finger on it. And you'll see that when we take the inventory, we take this first torch. It goes into the torch equals 3 pile. This torch takes its own separate line. Now this book, even though we're not supposed to take it, we do want to examine it, because when we open it, you see the rectangular hole has been cut out inside of it. And there's another key inside. Let's look at that key. Skull. It must be a skeleton key. Let's take that key. And then, just because I'm obsessive compulsive, I will close the book, kind of like how I closed the skull earlier. Let's see what the book is about. Let's see if it's an ancient tome. It seems that no one has disturbed its pages for centuries. Alright. Well, let's put that key to use in the room we just came out of, because there's this closet here. Let's use the key on it. Nice. Let's head on in here. You can either move by pointing your finger where you want to move, or selecting a spot on the little move window. As you enter, you can see a sword and sling inside. Now the sling is necessary to beat the game. The sword is not, although if you don't take the sword, you're going to have to take multiple rocks, because there's an enemy that you knock out with a stone, and you give them the coup de grace with the sword. If you don't take the sword, then you just have to keep knocking them out every time you go through the room. So I will take both. Take the sling. Alrighty. Now we'll get on out of here. Alright. Alright, our torch is running a little low there. You can see it kind of goes down. So let's just use another torch. Light a new one to be safe. Use torch. Now, we can continue on. Let's head down this hallway that I said we need to go into first before we head down this new pathway. Get some interesting flavor text here. The stone in these walls were probably cut by the hands of enslaved mountain dwarves. So Another fantasy world. We see there's dwarves and a lot of fantastical fantasy-based creatures in this. This door seems made of solid oak. Finely crafted wooden door. Every wooden door with honor sins. And if you basically point something that isn't useful, the game tells you to basically wasting your time. So none of these doors are locked, which is good because we want to explore all the areas. We're going to go this way first. There's a long cold hallway lined by each side by half a dozen coffins. Now we're going to go this way here. We can't really do anything in this room right now. We've got elves now, though mentioned. The Elven Fair House at King Otto's Fair. We'll be back to this room a little bit later, but I did want to come into this room basically to show you another death. If we try to move down this hole, let's look at the hole real quick. It's very dark. Don't quit now, that's our hint. If we go move down that hole, without a ladder or a rope or something down, we jump down the hole and after a couple of moments, hit the floor. It seems you've broken both your legs. It's only a matter of time before you die. So we'll be in this room a little bit later. Maybe next episode. But just wanted to show off that way there. I wanted to show that way off there because I'm going to lock access to this room back in the room I came from, the coffin room. Let's see what our hint is here. You can set things on fire with a burning torch. That'll be good to know. So look at all these different sarcophagus, cold stone coffin, coffin made of solid gold, standing sarcophagus sealed with a dragon scale cover, tomb sealed with silver lid, cold marble coffin that's sealed with an ancient death man. We're going to open all the coffins. Can't open that one. We can open this one. Bag pops out. We open this one. We see a mummy. We open this one. And a banshee pops out. Screams at us. But all it does is shatters our ears with a scream. Nothing fatal. And we don't open this one just yet. Because first I want to look at this bag and open it. It's a leather pouch. Let's open it up. And inside this pouch, we got some copper coins. Wait a minute, this is no gold coin, but brass slug. What a royal whip. You don't need these copper coins, but I'm going to take them and show off some dialogue a little bit later. And now I'm going to close the bag. As I always do. Let's look at this mummy. Carefully embalmed 6 foot of stand straight and tall. 6 foot. Back in older times, like people don't usually get as tall. They say the average height of people has gone up as advances in food and technology. So this guy must have been something special to be 6 feet. But he's not that special enough that we're not going to desecrate his mummy by burning it. Just like the clue said, we burn it and we leave the scepter. Let's look at the scepter, point at it. This jewel-studded scepter is truly made for a king. Look in the descriptions, sometimes it'll help you learn what the item is used for later. So it's useful for a king, so maybe we'll run into a king later on. Right now, though, we're going to open this last sarcophagus. The lid of the coffin is open. This green slime is quite disgusting. So now we can't go forward anymore, because if we try to go forward, well, what ends up happening is we will be dissolved by the slime. Same thing if we go to that mirror room and try to leave the rear room from the back exit, we'll end up in the slime again, and we'll get slimed. Green slime is very thick and warm to the touch. Yeah, we can hop over, it doesn't look that big. You try to pass the slime, but it engulfs your body, dissolving in seconds. You die instantly, no pain, no nothing. You were slime. Alright, well, we'll just restart our save. You don't have to do all that stuff over again. Yeah, we sealed this way off, but that's okay, because we're going to get into that room with the mirrors a different way. We kind of saw that way a little earlier when we fell down that hole. There's that room. It said E-Port. It said that we gotta go to the left eventually, but you can't really do anything over there until you go to the right. And we got a shark swimming in a lake. Shark swims by us. Look at the water. Still as a corpse. Speaking of corpses, we got a skeleton out here, line covered, and the skeleton's holding a key. Well, we're gonna want that key. Door. It's a middle door, shows significant signs of rust. Luckily, we don't need this key to open the door. We will need that key to open a different door, though. So, let's save. Let's see what happens if we try to grab the key by swimming over that skeleton. As you swim toward the skeleton, you feel the jaws of a shark grab you and pull you under. You curse yourself for using your body as bait. Even before life has left your body, the lake will be filled with your blood. Yeah, that's something you didn't think that Nintendo would write. I mean, they censored a lot of, references of blood or blood on in games. Most famous, the Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo. So we're gonna have to find a different way to end up getting that key eventually. Let's hit here first. Water cascades over a subterranean cliff into a cool, clean stream. What's our hint? There's something behind the waterfall. Now, there was like a hidden room here in one of the ports. I think maybe the original Macintosh game, but can't get into this one. We do want to take these stones though. You only need one. I'm going to take two, because I'll use the sling twice. Speaking of the stone, can't really use it for anything by itself, but you can use the stone in the sling. Let's go to the stone, use stone on sling, and now the sling is loaded with a stone. And we are running low on torches, so let's light another torch. Alrighty, let's look around here. Got the lake, or the waterfall. It looks like something behind the thing. You know what the clue said? Something behind there. So let's go back behind the waterfall. Just like most RPGs, a lot of games and Zelda games that I played, there's always something hidden behind the waterfall. The walls are much too close for comfort. Damp walls, this eerie cavern are rough and irregular. Don't quit now. Okay. Well, let's look around. This wall just juts out from the rock. It's loose. What do we do with loose stuff? We hit it. Unlike Theo and Sword of Hope, we won't get barley. Instead, we will get another bag. Let's look at that bag and then open it up. This is a leather pouch. Let's open that leather pouch up. We're going to get 3 jewels. All these jewels are going to be used. As big as the palm of a sword, fine red ruby. Reminds you to venture across the sea of blood. Yeah, that lake of blood when we just got eaten by the shark before. White stone. Gambling in a card game? Well, I don't play cards. My brother plays cards. He's pretty good at it, but I never got involved in that. Not a big gambler. Whoop. Close the bag though. And now I can leave. You don't need to take the bag, clog your inventory. Now, you can get rid of stuff in certain places. Like, you can throw stuff in the lake here. When I get use some items, sometimes we'll end up throwing them away later on. But what's our hint for this room? Some things have more than one use. Most items use them once, and that's it. But in order to get to the skeleton's key, we're going to have to use an item. But we're going to need it for multiple things. So that's your clue. You got to get, once we use an item to enter that, to cross the lake, we're going to have to get that item back. That's a little clue. And we can get that item that we used to cross the lake in this room right here. A cold room. The stench of flesh and decay pervades it. Well, sounds like it's a room full of death. So let's end this episode with another silly death. Showing you the developer's thought of everything. We can use the sword on ourselves. Not advisable. The You thrust the sword in your chest. Blood begins to flow. Suicide won't help you in our quest. The warlock will surely shark now. No, he won't, because I'll be back tomorrow with a new episode. So take care, have a good one. Thanks for following along. See you next episode. Bye.